Hey, welcome back to Coop Radio. It's been a minute since I've done one of these regular episodes, but we're back at it here. I'm going to do this quick here before I do the actual NASCAR ones. So you're going to get back to back Coop Radio shit. So hope you're happier about that. But as far as stuff going on, same old shit really is really, as far as life stuff going on with me. I know I have a problem with like just scrolling through Instagram reels. Like I know that is a major issue of mine. It's getting to the point of concerning. If you go look at like the hourly time, like you can go on your phone and like look at the amount of time you spend on X app. For me, it's a real problem right now. There's days where I just sit there for fucking hours just scrolling, and then you sit there and after you're done scrolling and you finally snap yourself out of the coma that you put yourself in, you kind of look back and just regret the last X amount of hours that you spent just doom scrolling, and then you want to kill yourself. But uh, for me, like I literally right before this podcast, just sat and doom scrolled on Instagram. Like it's a pathetic activity all around to just sit on your couch and do nothing but doom scroll on Instagram, seeing some of the dumbest shit. Like I know my for you page on Instagram Reels is so bad. Like it is so bad. You know you're getting bad as far as like you scrolled too long and too far. When you're getting like videos of like people dying popping up on your Instagram Reels, like that is where you know it's getting bad. And it was getting real bad for me there for a second. Like just today I was scrolling, I was just getting my regular stuff of like, NASCAR or wrestling or, whatever. And then you'll start to get like random political stuff pop up and controversial takes from certain people. And then you keep scrolling and then it almost spirals you down farther into a hole of like, all right, well now you're going to see somebody get shot. It's like, why is this on Instagram? Like, why am I watching this right now? Why am I sitting here subjecting myself to this horror? And I'm just sitting there going, God, this is awesome. Like, I saw another reel of like somebody in Japan of like driving a vehicle. It was like an electric vehicle, and I guess the electric vehicle like malfunctioned in a way where it just said that, like the computer was just like throttle, and it just continuously kept the throttle on the car, and the guy started freaking out on the dash cam, and he's like swerving all over the place. He swerved into oncoming traffic to avoid the cars in front of him, and then he ran over like three pedestrians before the vehicle finally stopped when he hit a wall. It's like, why the fuck do I want to watch this? And why am I still watching this even though I know in my head it's like, why I don't want to see this. This makes me feel like garbage. Like I feel like shit. But yet I'm still sitting there watching it. It's like, why am I sitting here watching this? But, or you see like just straight up gang violence. Just straight up gang violence of like some guy running down the street away from somebody and he just shoots him in the back and then he falls in the street. And the video is blurry, but you can hear him screaming out in pain and agony as he's slowly dying, and the video just keeps playing. It's like somebody's like camera in front of their house, and the guy's just sitting there, and you can slowly see the red spot on the camera around him just grow bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's like, why am I watching this? I feel like shit after I'm watching it, but yet it's for some reason it just comes up on my For You page, and yet again, because I don't know what it is about Instagram Reels and me, they're just like addicted. I can't not look away. Or I can't look away. You know what I mean? Like I can't stop myself from watching. And I yet for some reason, I don't know what it is about it, why it's so addicting, and I have to keep coming back to it. I have no explanation for it. It's a part of it is boredom. And you can sit there and say, well, your argument of watch something else, watch literally anything else. Trust me, there's so much shit that I want to watch and have to watch. Yet for some reason, it's just like it's almost a habit now. It's a terrible, terrible habit. And I probably should just delete Instagram off my phone completely. But then I'll just go into YouTube Shorts and just doom scroll YouTube Shorts because I'll go to. That's something else I do is where I go on YouTube and I'll be sitting there trying to watch a YouTube video or something, and then you scroll down below the video you're watching to see what you want to watch next, and then there's always those YouTube Shorts that pop up, and then for some reason it's a short video. I think in my head I go, oh, it's a short video, so I can just watch this quick and then watch something else. And so but then you click on it, just like the algorithm is designed, you click on it, and then you watch that short one, and then you immediately just, by habit, you scroll down to watch the next one right under it. And what's funny is I'll justify in my head saying, I can't have TikTok because then I know I'll get addicted to TikTok. And and again, my justification is, well, I'm already too addicted to Instagram Reels, so I can't go on TikTok, and then I won't have any time in the day. It's like, brother, you dipshit, you're already addicted to Instagram Reels. You already watch too much YouTube Shorts. You're cooked. I'm already cooked. I know my algorithm's cooked when I'm watching people die and hearing people scream for their lives. And the other one too was seeing like car crashes of like cops pit maneuvering cars and then watching people get ejected out of their cars when when their car rolls over down the highway into an embankment, and you watch the body go flying out of the car, out of the window, and then you hear the cop because he's got the body cam footage on, and then you hear the audio of him running up to the guy who just got thrown out of a car who's obviously dead, and he goes, "Hey, all right there, buddy?" It's like, no, he's not all right. He's fucking dead. He just got thrown out of the car 50 feet and landed on his head and snapped his neck in half. And you're going up like an old grizzled veteran of like, "Hey, all right there, buddy? Just can you hear me? You just keep breathing now, all right?" It's like, no, he ain't breathing. That motherfucker ain't breathing. You kidding me? That guy's dead in half. That guy's dead and gone. What are you talking about? You keep breathing. I just watched that guy do 50 somersaults down the side of a highway. Kidding me? Keep fucking breathing. How's he supposed to keep breathing? Yeah, he'll keep breathing, all right. The best breathing he'll do is through a tube. Or the only breathing he'll do is when you're trying to bring him back to life and you're forcing air out of his lungs by doing CPR. Like, it's shit like that pops up in my feed, and I know I should not be watching it, but boy, it's tough to look away from. It's like, sorry about that. It's like the clavicular stuff. I've known about clavicular for like probably a month and a half is when I found out about him. For anybody who doesn't know about clavicular, he's kind of really popping off now. Like I said, I saw a couple clips about him like a month and a half ago, and I had heard about him about a month and a half ago. But now all of a sudden, now he's like popping off because every woman in the world is that lives around him is hanging out with him and trying to get on a stream and suck him off. But this dude, for anybody that doesn't know, he's like a kick streamer who I don't even know where he has gotten his money because he hasn't been popular for that long, as far as I know. He's only blown up over the last couple months or so. But he's one of these kick streamers like an Aiden Ross or a Neon or whatever who's like shock jockey stuff, or like Jack Dorsey. He's his own flavor of that. The Jack Dorsey stuff, that kid should fucking die in a hole. That guy is the biggest piece of shit. I don't know a single person who isn't being paid by him that likes him. Or like Neon, who's the weird Indian guy who's very obviously just, again, the nerdy dude who you knew was like, if you thought that anybody was actually had their head dunked in the toilet during high school or middle school, that would be the stereotypical kid that would have that happen to him. And he's annoying as shit too. But Clavicular is his own flavor of weirdo as far as kick streamers. He for anybody who doesn't know, he does a thing called looks maxing, where he will quite literally, I guess, take a small hammer and literally break the bones in his jaw to make it look more Chad like. And I guess it works. You know what I mean? Like, I guess it does work because, like, if you see the before and afters of him, he does look better. But there's a part of me that almost just goes, is it really because of the fact that he's actually hitting himself in the face with a hammer and micro, like, I don't know what the term is, but it's like basically giving him, I think it's like micro fractures in his jaw in order to try to make himself look more Chad like? Is it really that, or is it just the change in diet or working out or whatever the fuck else he could possibly be doing to give himself a thinner look and therefore a better jawline? But that dude is blown up crazy like because of the weirdness of the looks maxing that he does. And again, because he's one of those people that, you know, goes on kick, and because he's an edgy guy, he has to. There's a difference between like saying slurs organically and saying it in a way like you're almost forcing yourself to say it to try to sound edgy. Like, if you sit there and you say retarded or you say faggot or you say like some shit like that, like you say the N-word, if you say that, then and it's just genuine, like it's just it rolls off the tongue and it's just a part of your daily life, it's easy to tell that that's the case versus you not actually normally saying that in your normal speech pattern and not actually using those words, but instead you're putting on a show in order to try to force yourself into sounding more edgy. So he's forcing himself to say the N-word. He's forcing himself to say faggot. He's forcing himself to say retarded. And it almost sounds like he's putting that on when he's on streams in order to, again, sound edgy, to sound cool. It's not something that I don't truly believe that he actually says or that he actually has in his normal vocabulary. And again, it's another fake part of him that forces himself to try to look cool, to try to look hip. I heard a fucking story recently about some guy who's like 40 years old showed a clip to somebody of Clavicular and was like friends with him. Like, this is a 40-year-old man, and Clavicular is like 20 something, and he's like, the 40-year-old man's like, you need to get on this. This guy knows what's up. And this idea that like there are people that are actually falling for that shit, that are actually falling for like Clavicular's thing of like, you need to look smacks and you need to break the bones in your jaw to make yourself look cool, and therefore the money will come and the bitches will come and all this other shit. It's like, dude, also, number one, that's not how it works. You don't just break a couple bones in your jaw, make yourself look like a Chad, and all the money and the bitches come. Like that don't happen. It's a facade. It's like the Dan Blazarian stuff. I don't believe for a second that Dan Blazarian, wasn't there rumors about him being fucking broke and being a fraud as far as like stealing people's money or racking up crazy amounts of debt, and the fact that he talked about all this money he had, but yet he didn't have it. That was like years and years ago, but it's that same idea of like a guy who is very obviously forcefully putting on this facade in order to make himself look cool, but it's all fake. I dropped my cap. It's all fake because it's an attempt to either like the fake it till you make it thing, or it's also it's a combination of that, but also insecurities of like, I guarantee you forever that kid was picked on, bullied, made to look like a fool, felt like shit, felt like a loser, probably was a loser forever, got no bitches, and now that he's like grown up into being an adult, he has to try to make up for all that lost time that he feels like he lost. Like he wasn't the cool guy at the party. He wasn't the center of attention in school. So therefore he's and it affects him so much that he's so insecure about it that he has to try to make up for all that time that he lost of being the center of attention by going out and making himself this like big star, or attempting to try to make himself this big star and get and again be the center of attention. You see clips of him now, and I'm talking about the clavicular guy. You see clips of him now. It's like every single time you see him, he's making out with some other random girl. There's some other random fucking bitch at a club or at a party that he's making out with, and then he brings over. It's also really weird too, where like the clip basically goes, and it seems like it goes like this every time, where he'll be streaming in some club or some party. He'll get some girl at the party to like make out with him, or he'll talk to them and like, chat him up or whatever. And then somehow they will go back to his like van. It's like a Sprinter van. It's very weird. It's not like a limo. It's not like a cool Ferrari or a BMW or, like some sports car, some expensive fucking thing. It's like a Sprinter van with like lights inside. This is why it's also like, dude, this seems so fake that he's like this big time rich guy who's super popular. It's like, bro, you're bringing bitches back into your fucking Sprinter van. It's not some limo. It's not some fancy car. It's a van. It's like a child molester van. It's the weirdest thing. And then by the time he gets him into the fucking van, he starts like shit talking. He starts talking about how fucking all these bitches are fucking worthless. All these fucking girls are a dime a dozen. He'll fucking shit talk the girls right to their face. He'll shit talk every woman on the planet. And it's funny because a lot of the times that the girls he brings into his fucking Sprinter van have boyfriends, and they openly say, yeah, I came here with my boyfriend tonight, but I guess I'm leaving with you. And then there's so many times where all these girls are like getting cold feet, and they'll end up leaving because they realize like, what the fuck am I doing here with this creep in a Sprinter van being streamed and shown to be a whore. And now I'm going to embarrass myself by hanging out with this dude and leaving my boyfriend at the party, or leaving my boyfriend back at home and making out with this dude on the internet, making myself look like an idiot. And by that point, it's already too late. Like, it's so funny to see the clips of the girls get to the Sprinter van, talking to this dude, and then by the time they realize it's like, and then there was one clip I saw of like some girl who was like starting to cry. Cause like, I shouldn't be here. I don't want to be recorded anymore. It's like, bitch, you've already fucking exposed yourself. You're already on stream making out with this fucking weirdo in his Sprinter van, and it's over. Like, it's already over. Dude, there was a clip that made me want to die. There's a clip that made me want to just jump off a bridge where, so Clavicular's in a club or a party, like every time, and he's talking to some girl, and her boyfriend is right there. He's standing right there next to her, and she's trying to chat up Clavicular because she sees he's got a camera. He always dresses nice, so he dresses like he's rich, so he looks rich. Looks like he's got some money to him. And she's like chatting him up, and he's chatting her up. And the boyfriend is literally standing right next to him. And he can see where this is going, obviously. He knows, and plus the boyfriend knows, I think he knows who Clavicular is. So he knows like what the end result is going to be. He's going to take her back to the Sprinter van and take her to his place or whatever. And the boyfriend goes up to Clavicular and is like begging him, legitimately, is like begging him to not do it. He goes up to him and is like, "Man, dude, please, that's my girl. You don't do this to me, man. Like, that's my girl. That's my girlfriend, man." And Clavicular says some shit like, some weird quote of like, it's not cringe to the point of only the strong survive, but it's on that level. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he basically said something like, "That's just how it goes, man. Like I'm sorry, I can't not." Like Clavicular's, he can't stop himself from not fucking his girlfriend. Like he can't stop himself from not just going, "You have a boyfriend, stop chatting me up. I'm gonna go pick anybody else in this fucking club to go have sex with." But he's like, "Sorry, man. It's just how it goes, man. I can't control it. All these bitches are all over me, man. I can't. Like, it's sad. It's hilarious to watch, but it's also sad as fuck to see this other guy who just looks like a normal dude. It's not like he's some fucking ugly dwarf looking dude. He just looks like a normal guy next to, again, this girl who's just very normal looking. It's not like she's a 10 and she's not a 1. She's just mid. Both of these people are just mid. Honestly, all three of the people in this triangle are mid. And it's hilarious to watch this dude beg to Clavicular, basically, "Please don't fuck my girl." And she's like, there's a clip in this clip, she's like literally got her arms around Clavicular and is like hanging on him and is like trying to kiss him and shit. And the boyfriend's standing right behind his girlfriend, basically like begging her not to, he's begging her like, "Please stop. Don't do that, please." Like it's fucking pathetic to watch. Like that shit is so fucking sad. There's clips of Clavicular with a bunch of girls at his house, apartment, whatever the fuck, on stream. There's also clips of like him getting top from all these just random fucking girls. And all I can think to myself is, if you watch Clavicular, number one, whether you believe that like he's got all this money or not, and he's really rich or whatever, wherever the fuck this money actually came from. Number one, why would you ever donate to this guy's stream? Because if he's making money off his stream and that's where the ton of money is coming from. Like I know Aiden Ross gets a shit ton of money. Like there's a bunch of those like streamer guys that have made a shit ton of money and make a shit ton of money off streaming because people just donate crazy amounts of money to these people. But if you're one of the people watching Clavicular, why would you donate to this guy? Like I don't even understand the point of it. Is your idea of like giving him money and donating to him, when again the facade that he throws up is, "I'm the coolest guy ever. I'm the coolest guy to ever exist." And it's so obvious that if he's streaming on Kick, he's never going to like see somebody who's donated thousands of dollars to him on his Kick stream and go, "I'm going to invite that guy to my next party. That guy's going to be my next best friend," or some shit like that. Like, I know that there are some people that donate to like Pokimane or Kaisenet or any of the other big streamers. Like I said, Aiden Ross. There are a bunch of people that like donate to all these other random streamers that, like the Pokimane stuff. If you donate to any woman streamer, like the Amaranths of the world, as far as like streamers go, you're donating to these people in the hopes, I genuinely believe, if you're a guy donating to any woman streamer, your hope is either one of two things: either A, to just get in their pants and see nudes, or B, your hopes is to like meet them and you're a real fucking creep and you want to like, again, you want to marry them. Like you want to be in their life or whatever, and you feel like you're destined to be together. And as long as you keep throwing money at these people, it's like the OnlyFans people. You keep throwing thousands of dollars at OnlyFans girls, that your hope set is they're going to go, "Oh my God, you've donated $100,000 to me. Now I will let you see me face to face." Like, bro, that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. So, like, as far as the clavicular stuff, if you donate any money to him, I genuinely don't understand it, because is your hope to, like, hang out with him? Is your hope to, like, get top from the same girls that he gets top from and be at the same parties? It's the weirdest shit. There's a clip that I literally saw today while I was doom scrolling of there's some guy who came on Clavicular stream. He had on shoulder pads and a fucking wig. And whether it was a bit or not, I don't fucking know. But I'm going to take it at face value that it's probably a bit, to be honest. It probably is a bit. But we'll say it's for real, okay? Some guy for real went on Clavicular stream and, like, had on a wig and a hat to cover up his balding head, and then had on shoulder pads and he had on shoulder pads and was, like, fake jacked. He had on shoulder pads so he could, like, make his shoulder, like, his arms look bigger and his shoulders look bigger. And then there was a clip of him while he's sitting in the chair. Number one, there was a clip of him adjusting the shoulder pads right in front of the fucking camera to make it look okay. It's like, it's so obvious he's wearing shoulder pads to make his arms look bigger. And then later in the clip, somebody, I don't know if it was Clavicular or one of his friends or whatever, comes up to the guy and snatches his fucking wig off right in front of the fucking camera and makes him look like, dude is straight balding. Like, it's, I understand his pain. You know what I mean? Like the two, you know where it is, the two sides of your head where your hairline just starts to recede back to the fucking back of your head on the two sides. He had that in spades. And I understand that a little bit. I do, unfortunately. And so I felt that dude's pain, and that was the saddest thing to watch. But if that's the kind of guy that you're, like, looking up to, if that's the kind of guy that you're like, I want to be just like him, he's cool. Like, you're fucking sad, dude. You're sad. If you think that shit is, like, cool or he's cool, that's the saddest shit ever. Because no guy in real life looks at Clavicular and goes, that dude's cool. That guy's with it. That guy knows what's up. That guy is, he's for real, man. There was a clip where Clavicular hung out with Andrew Tate, and they were lifting, and fucking Andrew had him, like, try to go on the bench and lift up some. And now, granted, it's probably full of air. His fucking arms are full of air. But Clavicular claims that he works out all the time and shit. And then there's a clip of him on Andrew Tate's in Andrew Tate's gym, and he can't even, like, lift the fucking bar. Like, he's like bench pressing, and he's only got, like, basic plates on, and he can't even get it off the fucking rack. And here's the thing: am I sitting here saying I'm the strongest dude on the planet? No. But at the same time, I'm not out there looks maxing and telling everybody you're all a bunch of fucking pussy retard faggots because you're not smashing your face with a fucking hammer, and you're not out here pumping yourself full of every single goddamn vitamin that you could possibly find and testosterone in order to make yourself look like the manliest man Chad that's ever manned. Like, I'm not out here doing that stupid ass shit. I'm not out there trying to be small Dan Blazarian, surrounding myself with all these fucking whores in my penthouse, getting top on stream, and then going around stealing everybody's girl. Stealing every whore on the planet. I'm not doing that shit either. So, plus, like, the fucking girls that follow this dude, when you see shit like that, all these girls who end up going on his stream or, like, get exposed for cheating on their boyfriends and stuff. And these aren't, like, teenagers. These aren't, like, young 20. Some of them are young 20-year-olds. But even, like, at a young 20-year-old, I get the party life. You're into that. I'm not personally into that. So whatever, but if you're into that, cool. You do your thing, man. But it's like you watch these girls who end up going on Clavicular Stream, and it's like a reminder of why nobody can get fucking laid, or why no one wants to commit to a relationship, or why there's so many people that are single now and don't get married, and everyone's unhappy and all this other shit. There was a clip I saw, again, doom scrolling on Instagram Reels. That's where most of my clips come from. Where there was some girl who was saying, "Hey, I'm 25 years old. I've got a good career, a good job, I make good money, and and she claims she's a virgin." And she's like, "I'm out here, I'm looking, and no one's biting. Like, no one wants to go on a date, no one wants to go do anything, no one wants to hang out, no one's giving me the time of day. Like, I can't find anybody good." And I'll give the girl credit. She was decently looking. She was real pretty. But if that's true, we'll even take her at face value and say, you know what, she's being 100% accurate in everything she's saying. She is a virgin. She does have a good career. She makes tons of money, and she is openly looking for anybody and anything. That's also decent. Here's my biggest problem with all these girls who go out there, because she's not the only one who does that shit, where she'll post about, like, I just want a good man. I just want someone who will treat me right. Here's the thing. All these bitches, and I do mean that word when I say they are bitches, who will sit there and they will tell you all to the world, I'm just looking for a good man. I'm just looking for something decent. I'm just looking for somebody who's stable. I don't care about looks. No, I don't care about looks at all. I just want someone who's stable. I just want somebody who's got a good job and a good career. I don't care about height. I don't care about looks. Bitch, that's a fucking lie. Because here's the thing. Every single time, and I'm not totally speaking on this from just personal experience. Ask any dude on the fucking planet. The answer is the same. Any single time that you see any of these fucking bitches out there saying that shit, the minute that you go talk to them, you go try to chat them up, you go try to introduce yourself to them, almost immediate reject. Because all that shit that they said before, it goes out the fucking window the minute you step up to them. If you don't got chat-like features like Clavicular, then you're a fucking instant no. If you don't got six figures coming in on the regular, then you're an instant no. If you ain't 6 foot something, if there's a 5 in front of that foot and not a 6, it's an instant no. It doesn't matter if you're actually, hey, I'm actually a good person who gives a fuck about people and actually cares and wants to settle down and have kids. Everything that you say, everything you claim that you want and that you're looking for, I have in spades. No, but I'm just not interested in you. Oh, really? Are you not interested in me because I'm not 6'5"? Because I'm not jacked to the fucking gills on tea? Because I don't have $1 million in the bank and 1 million more coming next month? Because I'm not Ryan Gosling. I'm not the most attractive man on the planet. I'm not out here looks maxing. I look like a normal human being because I'm not looks maxing. It's an instant no. It's fucking hilarious, dude. To hear all these bitches bitching about the fact they can't find anybody, and it's always on the guy. It's always the guy's fault. You guys, there's no chivalry anymore. No one wants to pay for anybody's dinner. Nobody wants to take some girl out. Nobody wants to, send them flowers and open the door for them and carry their stuff and put your coat on them and all that other fucking regular ass shit. And yet it's anytime that you even display that, there's so many women out there. If you display that type of attitude where you're actually a decent person, it's like gross to them. They're like, ew, what are you doing? Get your jacket away from me. I can open the door for myself. I don't need a man to open the door for me. And then also, no guy wants to pay for a dinner for me anymore. Why? No guy wants to pay. Everyone wants to go 50-50, that's an instant turnoff. Hey, maybe it's because for the last fucking 15 years, you guys have been going around bragging about the fact that, yeah, I went out with this guy so I can get free dinner. You've been going around for years now saying that shit and exposing yourself to the fact that you're obviously using guys in order to get free shit, to get free gifts, to get free dinners, to get shit. And then the minute that their use runs out, you drop them. And now all of a sudden the guys have wised up to your act. And so therefore, hey, we're not retarded ourselves. So we're going to just stop doing that. We're going to stop falling for that. We're going to expect a bit more in return from you, a bit more commitment, a bit more obvious interest in us before we actually commit to you in any sort of way, before we want to just buy you dinner and buy you gifts and shit. And then all of a sudden it's no man's chivalrous anymore. No guy is, caring. Nobody gives a fuck. Yeah, because we're wise to your act. We're wise to what you guys fucking do all the time, which is just use any guy around you that you can to get what you want. And then the minute that their use runs out, you drop them that split second. So you're shocked that no guy is. And then again, even when you find somebody who is, plays the role of being committed to you and plays the role of actually caring for you and actually having interest in anything that's going on in your life and actually reciprocates the interest back to you for months, if not years, then you'll go on the internet one day and see your girlfriend making out with Clavicular, giving him top on his stream. You've been with the girl for 8 years, then all of a sudden you're scrolling through X, you're scrolling through Instagram, and all of a sudden you see your girl getting on her fucking knees under the desk on a kick stream and blowing Clavicular. And then all hope in your life just goes away because this was the one girl who was supposed to be different. This is the one girl who said to me she's different. She doesn't cheat. She doesn't backstab people. She's not using me. She actually gives a fuck about me. She's committed to just me. And then the minute that she gets a chance to blow somebody a little bit higher up the food chain, quote unquote, higher up the food chain, or, supposedly more rich or supposedly cooler, supposedly whatever, is perceived, quote unquote, is perceived as higher up the food chain. The minute she can do that, she goes and fucking does that. And when all you see is a guy, when all you see is example after example after example after example of all these fucking people constantly doing that shit, you almost lose hope in humanity as a whole. And you go, well, there's just nobody good out there that exists anymore. So might as well just throw in the towel. Might as well just give up. Might as well not even try. Because if all I'm going to do is try, put in all this effort, all this money and time into some person, and then 5 years down the road, they're going to waste all that money and waste all that time for me to just have to restart all over again and just invest again in somebody else, all this extra time and extra money. You get to a point where you just go, what the fuck is the point? I'm not going to waste my time and my money on somebody who's eventually just going to waste it and throw it all away. And now you're left with sexless people. Now you're left with guys and girls who are always just desperately lonely, who are sitting online begging for attention or begging for any sort of relationship or begging for people to give a fuck about them because they've burned themselves out so badly being single that they just get so desperate. And then you wonder why, again, people aren't having sex, people aren't getting married, people aren't getting into relationships. You wonder why. And am I sitting here saying it's all on the women? No. The guys are just as shitty in their own way. But the guy is always bashed. The guy is always fucking bashed as the problem. He's the cheater. He's the backstabber. He's just using you, girl. It's like it's not always the fucking guy. And there is example after example after example after example of constantly women being just as much of an issue. And I know it's an argument of like, ultimately what I think it is like the internet has opened up people, because there was always that thing of like, if you talk to any old person now, it's like, just find yourself a nice lass down in town and settle down and have a couple kids. It's not that hard. It's like, yeah, grandpa, it wasn't that fucking hard for you when there was no internet and there was no phones when you were a child and you had to telegram people or send letters because that was the only mode of communication when you were a fucking 15-year-old child. But hey, I don't know if you know this or not, but there's a thing called the internet now. And the internet allows you to talk to basically any single solitary human being on the fucking planet who also has the internet, which at this point is basically all 8 billion people of us. Maybe there's a couple of people in fucking Nicaragua who don't have internet, or some people in Africa who don't have internet. But no one's trying to date them. No one's trying to talk to them. But any sort of attractive person or anybody who's got money has the internet now. So you, fucking 4 in Memphis, Tennessee, has the opportunity to try to talk to somebody like Pitbull, or somebody like Tom Brady, or some famous person who has a ton of money, and try to slide in their DMs and try to go out with them. And then if you catch the right person, and this is why it's like, any 4 that lives in Memphis, Tennessee can doesn't even look for anybody else in Memphis or any surrounding suburbs of Memphis, Tennessee. They're immediately on the internet looking for somebody in LA, looking for somebody in New York or Miami or some other major metropolitan area where all the attractive people supposedly are. And they DM somebody there and they're looking there, and even though they're not having the greatest luck looking for those people, because again, you're a 4 from Memphis, Tennessee, you're not even accepting anybody that might also be a 4 as the opposite sex of you, a 4 in any sort of Memphis suburb or in the Memphis area itself, because you believe, because you have access to anybody and everybody, that your standards are raised. And so the standard is raised now to such a degree that any normal Joe Schmo with a blue collar job that works 9 to 5 every day and busts his ass and just wants to come home and relax and not do anything. He doesn't want to go out partying and drinking, and it doesn't matter if he's an introvert or extrovert. He just doesn't want to do that because he just wants to sit down, have a family, and just enjoy life. And have his couple hobbies. He maybe golfs on the weekends with his buddies, or maybe once in a while he'll go out, and maybe once in a while you will go to a party with him, or maybe once in a while you will go out to dinner and have a nice meal at a nice restaurant and throw a couple bucks down and enjoy an evening with your significant other. That's what he wants. That's what any regular Joe Schmo wants. But all these fucking girls see the extravagant lifestyle, and guys too, trust me, it's the same. There are people that think they have chances with like the I don't want to date myself because the names that popped in my head are kind of, like Kate Upton came to my head, but she's like married with kids and is like a mom now. But like they see like Doja Cat, I don't fucking know, any sort of famous Ariana Grande, or God, she's like a skeleton now. Whenever you're thinking as like a famous person, a famous actor, woman, whatever, an actress, athlete, whatever. I mean, there are guys that think like they have a chance with like Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark isn't like a 10, but she's fine. She looks fine. She has money. She's famous. So there are guys that are constantly sliding in her DMs thinking that they have a chance with Caitlin Clark because she likes sports like me. She's cool like me because she likes sports. So therefore, they just immediately flock to her because, oh, she's playing basketball. So therefore, she likes sports too. So if I talk to her about football and I tell her about the cover 3, then she'll actually be knowing what I'm talking about. And we can sit down on Sundays and watch football. Like, there's stupid-ass guys, caveman-ass guys who think that way too. But it's like, no, you're not going to date Caitlin Clark. You have no shot. Stop it. Look for the basic-ass fucking nail salon person who works in a nail salon and go out with her. Find a 4 around you that works and isn't a fucking bitch who's going to drain your money. At the end of the day, what you want to find is somebody who's normal. When I mean normal, I mean somebody who just wakes up, has a routine, has a job that they are committed to. They don't have to love it. They don't have to hate it. They can just live life. Just accepted their job, accepted their role. They don't want to kill themselves because of how bad the job is. They're just committed at this point. And they want to have, if you want to have kids, then find somebody who also wants to have kids. If you don't want to have kids, then find somebody else who doesn't want to have kids. But regardless, just find somebody who's normal, down to earth. They have their couple hobbies. Maybe they like to knit or they like to paint or maybe, like just some normal shit that all girls are into. Maybe she likes to crochet, and then settle down and fucking figure this shit out. Like, I don't know. Like, just settle down with that. Accept the 4 because you are a 4. At the end of the day, everybody, 95% of people on the fucking planet are 4s. They are 4s. Accept it. You're probably a 4. If nobody's told you that, like, you should be a model or that you should be an actress or an actor or you should, like, you're really athletic, you should have gotten into sports, or you're really charismatic, you should do, like I said, acting or whatever. If no one has told you that, or better yet, you've tried it and it hasn't worked, then you're a 4. And that's fine. I'm a 4. I've accepted my role in humanity as I'm a 4. I'm not particularly special in any sort of way. I'm attempting to do a podcast to try to separate myself as part hobby, part whatever the fuck this thing turns into. But at the same time, I've accepted the fact that, like, I'm a 4 as far as looks, as far as personality. I can be an asshole a lot of times. I can be tough to be around. I'm not the most jovial person. If you haven't listened to me for the last 50 minutes, you know I'm not the most jovial person on the planet. But even though that's the case, like, accept what you are and align yourself with whatever you are. If you're a 4, then find another 4 in your local town. You're not gonna be Clavicular. You're not gonna be Tom Brady. You're not gonna be Ariana Grande. You're not gonna be Caitlin Clark. You're not gonna be fucking Ice-T. You're not gonna be Pitbull. You're not gonna be Kai Cenat. You're not gonna be anybody who's got money and fame and good looks and whatever. You're not gonna be them. If you were going to be them, you'd already be them. Accept the fact that you're a 4 and be okay with it. And if more people just accepted the fact that, yes, I'm a 4, I've accepted my role as being a 4, and now I will just go and settle for another 4. Because at the end of the day, what you really want is somebody who isn't going to drain you of all money, of all life, and all joy. You just want to find somebody who is easy to deal with, can make you laugh a couple times every week or so, is not going to drain you of all money, isn't stupid with money, isn't going to spend crazy amounts of money on credit cards and then not pay it or some other dumb shit like that, is financially responsible, and is normal. They don't have a diaper fetish. They aren't into piss play. They're just a normal human being who's into normal shit. They can be quirky because quirky can be kind of fun. Hey, I like to, I have a small interest in wanting to skydive. That's my big interest. I've never been skydiving before, but I'd love to try it. I have a slight interest in skydiving. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. It's different. Not a lot of people like to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Or I like to mountain bike. I like to hop in my 10-speed and go riding for miles and miles for hours and hours. That's different. That's interesting that they actually like to mountain bike. That's as far as you want it to go, because the next step is like, I need you, if we're going to have sex, I need you to fucking cut yourself in the middle of me coming. That's the only way I can fucking come, is if I see blood coming out of a fucking cut. Like, you don't want those fucking people. Those people are freaks. I understand also there are people that are like into emo girls. Dude, I've dated emo girls. I like emo girls myself. But at some point it's like, there's a line where it's pretty obvious the emo girls are issues. Not all of them. There's a good amount of them, though, that are issues. That are on that line of like, yeah, I'm into like crocheting and like normal stuff. And yeah, I got a couple tattoos and everything. But my big thing is I need you to shit on my chest. Like, what? The fuck you? What did you say? Yeah, it's the only way I can come is if you shit on I need you to shit on my chest. Like, you take that as a joke, but like there are people that are legitimately like that. That they're that fucked up in the head. Or like the CNC people, the consent, non-consent people. It's that shit. If you ever date somebody who is even remotely into CNC in any sort of way, run away from them. That is a red flag on top of red flags. Anybody who's into like any sort of, I need you to like choke me as in you're raping me. Like, that shit is immediately like, nope, I'm done, walking away. That's a recipe for a disaster. Because that's almost them telling you, hey, I need you to basically rape me. And then I know I have that in the back of my head. And I know that I have that in my back pocket for any time that you ever want to fuck with me or ever want to leave me or ever want to, upset me. I can hang that over your head now for the rest of your fucking life. And the minute you go too far and you do something I don't want you to do, I can immediately run to the cops and say, you raped me 5 years ago. And now your life is fucked. Your life is over. Because if you ever think for a single second that some bitch is going to run to the cops are going to listen to them, and then you're going to tell them your side of the story, and they're going to believe you, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. You think you think anyone's going to believe you? Are you kidding me? How fucking stupid are you? Where you think that somebody's going to believe you? And even if at some point it goes to court and you plead your case and the court finds you innocent, the court finds you not guilty, you didn't do this, you're right, you were telling the truth the whole time, it doesn't fucking matter. The stigma's already on you. Your life is still technically over. Because no matter how many times you go around and tell everybody, I didn't rape her, she lied. She was into that weird CNC stuff. She was just dangling that over my head and using me. I never actually raped her. Really? How many fucking people out there have constant stories? For any of those baseball fans out there, Trevor Bauer is a perfect example of this. Of some crazy bitch who claimed that he raped her and abused her and whatever. And for years and years and years, that stigma was on him. It lost him his job in the major league, in MLB. And then it found out, yeah, she was crazy. None of that was true. And he was completely innocent. But guess what? His life is still over because he still can't play Major League Baseball and they still won't let him in. He's pleaded with the MLB saying, hey, any single team, I will come in on the league minimum. Please just bring me in. Let me play. I will play for the least amount of money you could possibly pay me. And no one will still touch him. And he was actually a very good pitcher in his heyday. In the last time he was pitching, he was still a very good pitcher. He's still plenty good enough. He still pitches today. He just has to pitch overseas. But like, he's still very good today. He's still, even if he's not an ace in the MLB, he's still good enough to be somebody that any major league team should consider hiring. But because of that stigma on him, his life is over. He has no shot of ever playing in Major League Baseball ever again. Find yourself a normal fucking person. Find yourself somebody who is just down to earth, level-headed, isn't fucking crazy, and is a 4. Because guess what? A 4 is just fine. You can live off a 4. You can have kids off a 4. You can have fun with a 4. There are plenty of 4s that try to make up for their non-good looks or non-charisma with trying to be funny and trying to be joyful and actually making effort in certain areas that you would hope that they would make effort in because they're trying to make up for the fact that they're a 4. And guess what, buddy? You're a 4 too. So as you see that 4 across the bar, or across the club, go talk to her. She might be the woman of your dreams, but she's a 4, Coop. So are you. Accept it. Take it easy.